Hi everyone, I am so glad you are here. I hope that the video starts off better today than it did last week. Let me know if you are here on the replay too. Let me know. Hashtag replay in the comments. And let me know if you're here in the comments. Let me know. I want to see you. Where you are. Where are you at? Where are you from? I'm excited for tonight's live. We're going to be talking about these Bombay Inks. Let me make sure I'm like over here under my camera. So let me know in the comments, do you have Bombay Inks? Are you curious about them? Do you have them? Have you used them? I'm curious. Mel's here. Hello. Whitney from Tennessee. Allie from Hawaii. Aloha. Christine. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here. I'm so excited. Lisa, Leslie, Alyssa, Jamie, Stephanie, Don. Wah! I'm so glad you're all here. Oh, and the famous Crystal Company. Is that David from good old Tennessee here? Who am I talking to? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're all here. So I want to start this video that I have the Bombay Inks, obviously. They're sitting right here. My current impression is that I don't like them very much. But I wanted to sort of show you what they look like, what they do, how they behave, because I think there are some benefits to them, but we'll talk about that as the process goes on. I guess if you don't have them, I have the link to these ones, this set in the description of this video. I bought them on Amazon. I want to say I got the set of like, I don't know, maybe 10 inks or something for like 30 something, I'm not sure. But anyway, I am sort of in the current, my current opinion on these is that I'm not sold on them, but I did want to get on here because I know a lot of people want to try them, are curious about them, whatever. So let's talk about these for a second. So these are pigmented India inks. It says they flow smoothly without tip drying. That doesn't matter for these. It's light, fast, waterproof, non-clogging, non-toxic. So I did just get an airbrush, just like a cheap airbrush, and I haven't really used it. I am kind of curious to see how these work in there. But what I do know about these inks is that they are definitely watercolor inks. Like if you were to search them on YouTube or search people using them, it's a lot of people using it like on watercolor paper, like if you were a card crafter or something. My one complaint about the small bottles is that they don't have the like dropper top. If you get the bigger bottle, they come with like the eyedropper, which is nice. So I'm using just these like plastic pipettes that I got on Amazon. So it would be a little more convenient, honestly, to get the bigger bottles, in my opinion. There is one way I do use them, or I have used them. I have not done a wood grain in a really long time, but I have used the brown ink on a wood grain. I have a tutorial on the channel already on that, so I'm not going to talk about that, but basically I just brushed it on. Now, I do need to experiment with more wood grain techniques. I still haven't used like the Crystal gel stains or even just tinting like my bright tone or anything, so I do want to do that in the near future, and I of course will film it and share it. So I think that, like here, let me show you. So this just, this is the green. I'm just going to put a little in here. You can like wash this out. Like I don't have a sink nearby, but you can wash out your pipettes after the fact as well. But if you were to, wait, let me try this. Put like a little, this is just cardstock. I don't have any watercolor paper right now. I've got like all these paintbrushes right here, and half of them are like whatever. So like they move well with water, like see? So like if you were to like do that, obviously watercolor paper would look better, but you can move them around with water. However, they dry on the tumblers, they dry permanent, and you can put bright tone right over them. Like I didn't seal this wood grain, I just let it dry for a couple of hours, if not maybe overnight, and then you can move on. So this is a really ugly coaster, you guys. Let me show you. So this is a coaster I was trying to make because I was trying to get them to, like, in my mind, and maybe I just need to like just reframe my mindset. But in my mind, I wanted them to be like alcohol inks, but they absolutely do not behave that way. And I cannot get them to behave that way. So, this was me trying to like blow them around. Like you could see I got some like cells in there too. And it just like overall looks really ugly, but actually kind of cool. I don't know. I still use the coaster. It doesn't really matter. So there's that. I do have some coasters for us to play with. You can use them for swirl cups, and I think that we'll try to do a little bit of a swirl here in a little bit. But I just gravitate to use my crystalline pigments before I use these. But like the magenta's really pretty, the teal's pretty, like they've got pretty colors. So at least there's that. So there are a couple things I wanted to try with you. If you have, as we're going, if you have questions, make sure you ask them in the chat. And if there's like something you've been curious about or want me to test something, I have like a whole thing going on here. So the other thing I tried to do with these was use like isopropyl alcohol to try to get them to sort of like move around. And it honestly, I don't think I have any rubbing alcohol nearby, but it didn't work very well. So there's a couple different things we can do. I'm going to start with these two coasters and sort of play around with these inks. I'm going to do this teal. Wait, I've got green in here. I don't know. Let's put some teal in here. Oh, I think I need to shake them. Diane's here from Australia. Mel says they're great in the airbrush. The white. Okay, so that's good to know. Did you just thin it with water? I have not really played around with the airbrush because I don't really have a place to do it. It's still pretty cold outside here. So it's like a whole thing. Let's do some white. Let's try the white. So this coaster, I did not do a very good job prepping, but that's just because I don't plan to use these for anything. But you should give your coasters a sand, for sure. I did put a couple coats of bright tone on these. I don't know if that makes much of a difference, but I think that it's better to prep with bright tone than these inks. Like these inks are obviously not like, I don't know. So anyway, prepping a coaster, definitely sand. It's kind of hard to do. You might want to use like an electric sander, like a palm sander. So let's see how this works. So if you had the bigger container, like the bigger bottles, like these are like maybe a half of a fluid ounce. But if you got like, I don't know what size the bigger ones are, they do have the eyedropper tool, which is nice. So if I were to like drop a little ink on here, let's see, I've got green and I've got like teal. And I mean, we have options. We're going to mess around with this a little bit. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to take this straw and see what happens. So like it feels like they don't really move very much when you do that. Okay. And I feel like I used too much. So I'm going to grab some water on this paintbrush, and then on the next one I'm going to show you what it looks like in bright tone, because it does behave differently. So like if you were trying to get this to look like an alcohol ink tumbler, it doesn't work that way. But the colors are really pretty. I mean, this teal is gorgeous. Okay, well that looks a little cooler after I spread it out a little bit. Maybe if I just didn't have so much on here. I don't know, maybe it has potential. All right, so let me bring this up to you. So like you can see, like I have like too much green here, but the teal looks kind of cool. But now like see, this green is running into it. So, and I will say that if you use too much, you might have issues when you put your bright tone on top of it. It could crack. So you just have to be careful. So let's put some. This is extreme protection, actually, but you can use bright tone if you want. I'm going to put some on this coaster, and I'll show you how it looks a little bit different when it's in the bright tone. So, Allie, my paintbrush was wet, so I feel like you could use more water. I think that maybe once this dries a little bit, after I do this one, we'll go back to it, because it's going to dry pretty quickly. They definitely take longer to dry than like alcohol inks. They still dry pretty quickly, but they take longer. So let's put just like a little bit here. Just put a couple drops. So you do get like that cell sort of action, maybe not the traditional cells that you would get if you use like Floetrol or anything, but when you do it with the bright tone, you can get a little cell action, which is pretty cool. If I were to get like a little bit of my paintbrush wet, let's see what happens. Meh. And then, okay, so let's go back to this one now that it's drying a little bit. So anyway, I wanted to show you that if you do put it in the bright tone to get, for this specific technique, I should say, to like blow them around, you get a little bit more of the cell action. Well, that looks kind of cool. So I don't know, maybe you could get it to do like an alcohol ink style if you really spent the time babysitting it. But I don't know, that looks kind of cool. Let's see what happens if we blot the whole thing. Meh. It kind of just all came off. So there's that. Okay, so that's sort of just how it behaves. You can get it to do like it just behaves so differently on like paper or a porous surface than it does on a tumbler. So you just kind of have to play around with it and see what you think. So there are a couple other things I wanted to show you, but I wanted to, okay, let's do a swirl really quick. Let's do a quick swirl, but I need your help in picking colors. So let me move this out of the way. Let me get situated here. My hands are all dirty, so we'll see how this goes. Caitlin, I'm so glad you're here. I am live. I go live every Thursday. It's like a newer thing. But starting as a couple of weeks ago, I go live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Usually the past couple of weeks have only been about like 40 minutes. Today might be a little bit longer than that, but it really depends on how this goes. Okay, so pink, purple. Okay, like we'll go this magenta, purple, and then, oh, that's blue. I thought, oh, here's the teal. Should we do these three? Pink, purple, and teal? Or pink, yeah, magenta, if you will, violet, if you will, and teal. So, we'll go with these three. So yeah, I mean, that's just, I just wanted to give you a demonstration on how those look, and how they behave. There's a lot of different things you can do. Like, obviously, I don't recommend spritzing alcohol, but water, like they're water activated. These are watercolors. So, like here, I'll show you. So if I take this paintbrush and if I go over with this wet paintbrush, like they're waterproof. So that's a good thing. If you let them dry, like that didn't move already and it's been only a couple minutes. So, okay, first things first, on the camera, this looks so yellow. It's not yellow. That's super weird. I promise you that is the normal white color. Okay, so I'm just using extreme protection right now, but you could use bright tone if you want. And I am going to put in, here, let me move this out of the way for a second. I'm just going to put a little bit of these in the extreme protection. Now, I will say, I very much always use my Crystalac pigments for swirls or mica powders, but this is definitely an option, but you want to keep it just a very little bit in your bright tone. So this is definitely like transparent. So just keep that in mind. I will say the Crystalac pigments are a lot more opaque. Is that the right way to say it? And a little bit like less see-through. Julia, I am in the Chicago area. I am in the suburbs, the north suburbs, up like, I don't know, by Great America. The school I teach at is in the same town as Great America. Okay, oh, there. I'm gonna add not enough. So depending on the look you're going for, you know, there's different things to use. Like the mica powders are a little bit more like shimmery, but also give that transparent look. I do know that these Bombay inks, they won't show up on like a black base. They're not going to show up. So you'll want it on a light color or a white base. Mica powders, yes, they do. You can you can totally mix them into bright tone. I have a tutorial on the channel with a swirl with mica powders. I am a high school math teacher. High school. I'm not teaching currently. I'm on an extended maternity leave. So I'll be going back in the fall, though. I just got my new assignment. They switched buildings on me, so any other teachers here on the stream, let me know in the comments. So, Maria, you'll want to, I don't think that'll work because these are just pigmented inks. Like these, the Bombay inks really need to be mixed with something. And not necessarily, like, with the mica powder, I feel like that just wouldn't work. You could, depending on if you use a little bit of enough, I don't know, I can't say this for sure, but if you use a small enough amount of Bombay inks and a small enough amount of mica powders, you could probably mix them into your bright tone. Catherine, you were born in Libertyville. I live in Libertyville. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How about that? What about a small world? Okay. I'm getting distracted. First grade, special ed, business manager working in the schools. Okay. So when I do my swirls, we're going to hope for the best here. I don't usually work sitting down. So, autism early intervention. Oh, so cool. Love you teachers and education folks. Okay, so when I do a swirl, okay, wait. Okay, pause. Before we move any further, I cannot get over how ugly this glitter looks on the camera, by the way. Second, I need to show you my cup, my Northern Lights cup from last week. I ended up redoing it. I ended up painting the whole thing black again and starting fresh. So the reason, I'll get there. So what do you guys think of the Northern Lights cup? I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Anyway, the reason I wanted to pause and show you that is because it didn't turn out that well while I was on the live because I was distracted. And so I'm just apologizing now if this doesn't look that good because I get just so distracted. Okay, so the white Bombay inks should show on the beach tumbler. I don't see why they wouldn't. I had a beach tumbler. I don't know where it is. Anyway, I've only done it with the Crystalac white pigments. I've never done it with the Bombay, but it should work. Okay, so anyway, focus. I am going to do a coat of extreme protection first. There's no reason why I'm choosing Extreme Protection versus Bright Tone. I just have it. It's closer, to be honest. So I do a thin coat, okay? I'm just telling you this in case I get distracted again. You guys, I like, seriously, my focus is all over the place. Okay, so I'm using Extreme Protection. I'm going to do a thin coat, and then I'm going to put these on the tumbler, and then I'm going to use my straw to blow it around. You can use something like this World's Smallest Blower. That works. I'm not going to use it because it's not that loud, but it's like too loud for me to do with my microphone sitting right here. Or you could use like canned air, stuff like that. So, oh my gosh, wait. You're so right. Savvy, that's not your actual name. Is that your name? I don't know, maybe it's Savvy. You're so right. It does look white here. Okay, so let's start with our coat of Extreme Protection. Okay, and it doesn't need to be like you want it to be kind of thin because you're about to put like a lot more on the cup, so don't overdo it. I feel like I just put a little too much, but that's all right. Your turner was missing the motor? Okay, so I need a piece of paper. I was doing a lot of painting. You guys, this whole area is such a mess. I was painting a ton of tumblers yesterday, and I literally got it everywhere. Okay, so the one thing about swirl cups, too, is that, okay, Maria, yes, somebody mentioned that, I don't know, on one of the lives I did recently. I don't know, I've only done like 3. So, and I meant to bring one from upstairs. I have one upstairs. Maybe next time I do a swirl, I'll test one out. So I'm just going to put this on randomly. And I think that because these are pretty transparent, it'll look nice with this white glitter underneath. And I also don't mind if there's like white space, like, in between the colors, because I think that'll look pretty. So that's one benefit of kind of coordinating your base with your swirl, because sometimes, you know, you want it to, you don't want to put too much on. Like, you don't want to put too much on or just kind of globs all together. But I will say, swirls don't always turn out, but like you can totally just wash them off. So let me see how this goes. The one thing is, like, I'm about to get pretty lightheaded, so I do feel like maybe I haven't done a swirl in a while, but I feel like it's not moving as much as it normally does. So now I feel like I'm using a lot. You know what, Jill? I don't really like it either. I've honestly, to be honest, haven't used it that much. Like, I haven't given it that much of a shot, but I don't love it. It's not that powerful. Not that you want it to be super powerful. I'm sort of like, you know what? I'll just risk being lightheaded. Maybe fainting. Because I feel like I just have more control with the straw. This is giving me like 90s vibes, you guys. Like those old kitchens, you know, like the, like the geometric, like, kitchen. Okay, please let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Ooh, I need a break. Oh my gosh, an airbrush. You guys, it's upstairs. Next time I will use the airbrush. I can use the blower, but it's like, it's too loud. Like, it's like literally the microphone is right here, and I can't do that to you guys. Looks pretty cool though. I'm gonna add a little bit more pink. Yeah, pink here. Okay, it's starting to be at the point where I'm like taking too long, so we're just gonna have to hope for the best here in a second. Yeah, so okay, hold on. Nobody commented on my 90s thought. Am I older than you guys? Am I younger than you guys? Like, what? I don't know how old you are. All right, one more thing, because there's like just too much purple only at the top. And then I'm done. Okay, I'm going to leave it be. So here is why I am going to tell you that coordinating your base is nice, because now I don't have to worry about filling up this whole cup. I can let that glitter shine through. Does that make sense? Like, if I didn't have that glitter, I would still have to add more to this cup. And yeah, so I like to coordinate the base color, so it just helps with the whole swirl process. I did forget to get the bottom, but that's fine. It can just stay glitter. Okay, I will show you. I'm gonna post a picture. I'll post a picture later of like what I see in my head and this cup. Okay, do you guys have any questions? There's one thing I want to, something else I want to test out, like a total new experiment. But do you guys have questions? What do you think about this swirl? It will continue to swirl just a little bit. Normally what I would do is, which I'll still probably do, but like I have this light bulb here, okay? Like just a 60 watt light bulb that I will, put like a foot away from the cup to kind of help it dry faster. If you're going to do a swirl cup, make sure you let it dry for like at least overnight, because there's a lot of product on here. So at least overnight. So it can dry properly. Okay, so yes, that's the thing about the Bombay inks, that they are very transparent. The crystalline pigments are so much more pigmented and more vibrant. Like, I did a swirl cup. Hold on, I'm going to show you. This swirl cup I did right here is the blue pigments and the silver and some black on a black base. So you can see, you can get like a pretty vibrant blue on a black base with the crystalline pigments. So I will let it spin. I'm honestly going to let this spin till it automatically turns off at like 10:30. But it definitely needs longer than an hour. I would plan on doing a couple hours. So that's sort of my thought. I like this. I've never actually done Bombay inks with the swirl before, but I like it, and it's just different. The crystalline pigments are so much more vibrant, but it's kind of like they maybe have their place in specific instances. Yes, it's like, seriously, it's so 90s. I'm obsessed. Okay, I can't wait to finish this. Okay, so you can put I don't actually have a full answer on putting it in. Whoops. The universal white. I assume that it would be the same rules of the 3%. That like 3% rule. So I don't think it would really do much. It would be very pastel. I would stick with the pigments in the universal white if you really wanted to get good vibrant colors. Oh my gosh, Caitlin, let me know how the mug press is. I don't have a sublimation printer or a mug press or anything like that, but I really want it. But instead of buying a sublimation printer, I decided to get the Cameo 4 because I have a Cameo 3. I've had it for 5 years. It seriously works perfectly. That was like a very impulse buy and so not necessary, but I'm excited about it. Let me know. Let me know if you guys have silhouettes or crickets. I know most people have crickets, but I'm curious if anybody has a silhouette. Dawn, yeah, it's yeah, it's not great. Okay, so you guys, let me know. It's this lighting that is making this look weird. Let me know in the chat if you have seen people do like the alcohol ink on the glitter to make like the geodes. Let me know if you've seen that. You know what I'm talking about? Where like we paint the glitter and we can make like a geode here. Do you guys want to try it? That's what I did this for. Oh, a few silhouette peeps here. Okay, here's the thing, KK. I have had my silhouette for almost 5 years now, and I love it. I think that you could ask Cricut users, and they're going to say they love their Cricut. I know for a fact that the Silhouette software is better, although Cricut is announcing some additional features now. In terms of using it, though, like, every day people are complaining about not being able to access Design Space. So that alone, because I think personally, and from what I've seen, the actual like performance of the cutting machine is very similar. I would go with a Silhouette. I think that more people have Cricuts because they have way better marketing. Like, that's just the truth. But I think that Design Space is enough alone for me to say don't go with Cricut and just go with Silhouette, because you have like the same functions of your machine, but then you have better software. So if you don't have a machine, I would go with a Silhouette. But if you had a Cricut, like you, obviously people love it and use them and are very successful with them. And you can use Silhouette Studio with your Cricut. Like you can design in Silhouette Studio and then use your design. You can export those and upload them into Design Space. So it's a personal choice, of course. I recommend a Silhouette, but I have a Silhouette. So, I mean, but I help my friend who got a Cricut like a couple months ago. I help her all the time, and I'm like, why don't you have that button? Why can't you do this? Like, why does Design Space not do that? So I know Silhouette Studio is way better. So anyway, okay. Let's try this. I've never done this before. This is like a serious, like, just, we're just playing around here. So I don't even know what, let me see if I can get the lighting to be a little bit better. I gotta fix my lighting down in this basement of mine. Okay. So I think, do you guys think maybe a paintbrush on here? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I already asked and then I sort of moved on without addressing, this. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this magenta over here. I don't even know if this is gonna work at all. I have no idea. So this, and honestly, I didn't even look at like any other tutorials, so I don't know 100% how this is done, but I am going to try to make sort of a geode here with my inks. I think I don't want to use magenta. I'm going to use this teal and I'm going to use blue. Has anybody watched any of these tutorials where people do this? Do they use like paintbrushes or what do they do? I don't even know. Okay, I'm obsessed with like blue. Oh, jeez. See, okay. It's very messy. Okay, so Shanice, you're gonna have to download Silhouette Studio, and then you would have to upgrade it to Business Edition. Okay, just dropped on. And then Business Edition is a one-time payment of $60, but you have to have that to be able to export as an SVG. And then, okay, let's just try this. And then you can upload it into Cricut Design Space. So I do have a video on my YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel. I have a video explaining that, so I would check it out. Okay, can you guys see this? Am I in a good spot? I'm just trying to do this like in the corner. Okay, this seems very dark. I'm going to use a paintbrush. Okay, okay. Could be cool. I think they clean up pretty, like clean up pretty well with rubbing alcohol. Okay. Now let's do some of this teal and see what happens. Wait, I want to fix this. Megan, I just got a 3D printer. Okay, you guys, like I have a serious problem. The second I have any money, I'm like, what craft supplies can I buy? Like, no, save it. Anyway, I got a 3D printer. I love it. It's pretty unnecessary for me personally, but I am having fun with it. Anyway, I use the conical warp feature of Business Edition all the time for Tumblr templates. Like to make this template right here, I did that in Silhouette Studio. Okay, now I'm going to go with the teal. Can you guys see this okay? I need more. I also recommend putting the cap on always. The last time I used this, I spilled one everywhere. Okay, so it's very dark. I wonder. Let's try to. I'm running out of pipettes. Let's take some white and mix it with some teal. Maybe. Okay, so see, that's a lot lighter now. You guys see that? You know what, Caitlin? I don't watch. Well, it depends. It depends. I do not watch a lot of Tumblr tutorials because I just like to be creative. I watch some, but I honestly, like, if I see one, I'll be like, okay, how can I do that, like, without epoxy? You know, like, that's mostly what's out there. And then I don't know, this has potential, you guys. But I watch a lot of tutorials. I watch a lot of like, I'll watch, like, now that I have a 3D printer, I've watched, like, a bunch of 3D print tutorials. But I kind of, like, feel like lately, and maybe it's just the nature of, like, me having a YouTube channel, that, like, if I watch too many tutorials, I just kind of do what other people are doing, and I really want to bring to you guys, like, new stuff, you know? Like, does that make sense? Like, I really want to, like, bring you, like, original things you haven't seen before. So, for me, that's something I've been kind of dealing with. What do you guys think? I should say, also, I waste a whole lot of time on TikTok watching people do stuff, so I guess I can take that back. I don't watch a lot on YouTube, but I, like, I spend way too much time on TikTok. Okay, so you guys, I think this has potential. Let's, lighten up this blue a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a little bit of white space. And then in 1 second I will tell you what is going on with this. Alright, I think I like the darker blue better, but anyway. What do you guys think? I think I'm onto something. It's even, as this dries, this is looking even better. Now, my only thing is I feel like I don't necessarily have the right colors going on right now, but this blue, I just kind of ruined it, but whatever, it's fine. So, this is a Caitlin. I'm very glad you found me too. Beauty she is. I am so glad you guys are here. I love all of you. Julia, you do have a chance. You absolutely can do this. Oops, that's the wrong color. Okay, so now I'm like in the zone. I'm like in the zone with this. It doesn't even look that good. But I have ideas now. Like, what if you could do like a rainbow, or like, I don't know, this is cool. Guys, it works, okay? It works. So, let me tell you what I did. This is a luggage tag from Zindy.com. And it was spray painted white, but you could do whatever base coat you want. And so it was spray painted white. I let that dry. And then this is my absolute favorite white glitter from Glitzy Creations. I don't know if Kita's still here. She was on earlier, but I highly, 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 recommend supporting Glitzy Creations. Beautiful glitter. And Emily's Pearl is it's my favorite white, hands down. So I applied the glitter with Bright Tone, like earlier today, and I did not put anything over it. So I don't know if it would still work if you sealed it at all, but I don't think I recommend that, because I don't know that you guys can see this, but you could totally see like the sparkle coming through, and it's like it's definitely soaking up that color. So highly, this blue teal combo right here, I like it. So I obviously have never done this before, but I think it has some potential if you have the right colors and the color combinations. Let's see what because I already messed this up, and I won't be like keeping this one. Let's see what like the magenta looks like, right? Do you guys have any questions? So, okay, magenta looks really cool too. Oh yeah, I like that. So I am just dipping. So this paintbrush I have a water cup sitting over here, so it was a little damp. I did put it on the paper towel, and then just dipping it straight ink, and this is straight ink, Bombay ink. Anybody just joining, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to check in. I'm using Bombay inks here. Ooh, you guys, I think you can see it a little bit better with that magenta. How sparkly that is. Yeah, so this is like definitely got some cheat geode going on. I'll have to make another one and actually do it and make it look good. Let's see what the teal looks like next to it. So this one, you can see them. Okay, you can like see it spreading. You can see that, right? So if you try this at home, I would just use a very little bit because they're definitely like combining. That looks really cool. Glitzy Creations. There is probably a link in the description of this video, but I will put it in there. Glitzy Creations. You can use code Alison10 for 10% off a $50 purchase if you happen to want to buy some. There's so many pretty glitters. Like I use most of my glitters from there. Okay, so do you guys have any questions? So what I think, well, this one is like weird looking, obviously, now that I'm just playing with it, but I'll probably actually keep going to just see what happens. I did not smush it down or anything, so I think what I'll do is I'll do my spray of my glitter glue and then do a few coats of bright tone and see how this looks. We'll just have to see. So do you guys have any questions? I think that this Bombay Inks could be cool for the cheat geode. I think you could do it if you have them. So I'm literally, you guys, I'm so messy, and I got my my COVID vaccine today, so my arm is very sore, and I'm really glad you guys are here. I have not officially decided what next week will look like. So do you guys have any requests for next week? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Allie, yeah, this actually looks really cool. It's kind of like purpley in between. If I do another one, I might do that same color combination. If you guys have any requests for tutorials for next week, I did the swirl today with Bombay Inks. If you were going to do a swirl with any other medium, it would be the same process. I was thinking about, so I've been making templates. I already did this. I'm not going to do a tutorial for this one, but because I already did this one, but maybe like a horizontal striped one template. If you guys are interested in that, let me know if that sounds cool. Or I do want to do another like 3D gnome tumbler. Mel, I have not done a Milky Way live. What style Milky Way are you interested in? I want to play around with my airbrush to do a Milky Way, like space themed anyway, like more of like the bursts. I want to try it with my airbrush. Jamie, what step is troubling you? Let me know. I can do a Milky Way. I'll do a Milky Way just like, okay, so my mind just went to like galaxy. When you said Milky Way, I went to galaxy. But I can do a Milky Way, just like a regular, wait, I have an idea. Hold on. I have a cup ready to be Milky Way'd. Should I do this one? Here. Should I Milky Way this guy next week? I'm going to put some vinyl over the gold, but let me know. Do you want to see the actual adding the glitter part or we could do a 2-part series. I could do the adding the glitter next week, and then maybe the week after that. Okay, what do you guys think about this? Sorry, my mind is in like a thousand places. Next week, what if I showed you how I make, what if I do the glitter part of my rose gold, well, I'm getting water everywhere, tumbler, this one. I do the glitter next week, and then I'll get it all smooth for the following week, and then I'll show you the actual Milky Way part. How about that? Like a two-parter? Let me know in the chat if that sounds good. I have not tried BT or EP with your paintbrush. Well, I did do some red gloss. And I did put a little bit of water in it, and that worked okay. I've literally only used it one time. So I can keep you posted on the airbrush. Hopefully this weekend I'll have some more time to play around with it. The paint over the stencil. Okay. Jamie, I do have a couple tutorials on the channel. As far as the peekaboos go, I do like to put a... Caitlin, you're funny. I do like to put a coat of bright tone over the top of my vinyl and then paint and then take it off. Caitlin, I have not done a snow globe. I had one ready to test and then I lost the top, so I had to throw it away, and I haven't bought one since. So I don't have one of those. If you do want to do one, I recommend not using water for anything that of the liquid. Like using baby oil would be a better option. Okay, then it is decided. We will do this rose gold. Here, let me see if I can get it on the camera. Swirl. The glittering part we'll do next week, just the glitter, and then the week after I can show you how to do the actual mica. This is the Crystalac liquid mica. It's beautiful. I'll show you that, okay? It is decided. 2-part series. Oh, now that sounds pretty cool, if I'm envisioning that correctly. Snow Globe Milky Way. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That'll be cool. Okay, so... Jamie, that's okay. Jamie, if you have questions, reach out to me on Instagram, and I'm happy to answer your questions. So, thank you guys so much for being here. It is 8:03, and I feel like I'm about to crash from my vaccine. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, let me carefully move all of this stuff. Okay, wait, I just have to say this one more time. This looks really good. This cheat geode with the Bombay Inks, I like that. Highly recommend. I kind of wish I didn't mess up that corner so I could actually use this one. I might try to like boil it. I know that that's like an epoxy thing, or UV resin thing with the acrylic blanks. You can like boil them to pop off the resin. So I might try that to like clean this one off, but we'll see. Okay, let's get an update. You guys look at this. Oh my god. Okay, let's look at the, ooh, it looks kind of weird now, but that's okay. You can kind of see how it shifted. Okay, Cecilia, thank you. I've got my water. I've been trying to move it, and hopefully it'll get better. So let me see if I can get closer here. There's some spots that look kind of weird, but also kind of cool. So it's definitely interesting. Oh, here, let me move this over. That looks this. I like it. I like it. I think some of these spots look kind of strange, but I don't think they look bad. I think that I'm gonna probably put some sort of, I guess I'll probably keep the cup. I probably won't strip it. So I'll probably add some vinyl. Maybe I can like cover up some of the weird spots. Okay, so again, this will probably just keep spinning for a while. And then tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I might have to strip it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what it looks like tomorrow. And if I can come up with any... I have an idea. I want to... So only some of you made the connection of like the 90s, like the swirl and the square and the triangle shape that I have in my brain. I think I kind of want to create something like that on this tumbler. Caitlin, you do that. You watch them all so you can tell YouTube that I have a good channel, right? So they can put out my content to more people. I appreciate it. Okay, you guys, I gotta get going. I'm so thankful for you guys for being here. As always, check me out on Instagram. I will post updates of all of this stuff, and in the Facebook group if you're in the Facebook group. And next week we will do the rose gold, Milky Way, the glittering, and the week after that we will do the Milky Way part. Okay? Thank you guys again for coming, and I will see you next week.